This show, Over the River and Through the Woods, tells the story of 4 grandparents and their beloved grandson. And it's kind of a slice of life story. It's just this little time before he decides to take this promotion that will take him clear across the country to live in Seattle, away from his grandparents and the only home that he's ever known back on the East Coast. They're an Italian family, so the things that are important to them are food and their faith and familia, which they say tengo familia, which means I have family, or I have made it. I am a self-made man. So family is just, well, that's what this show is really about. I think what audiences will enjoy the most is seeing themselves in these grandparents and these grandsons. And also even the girl that lives next door that visits the show. Kind of like A Christmas Story with Ralphie and You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. You start to see your own self and your own stories. It will be so familiar and reminiscent of your own grandparents. Even when we've been rehearsing this, we've told stories about our own grandparents. There's flavors and things in the set that the set designer and also especially Michelle, the prop designer, she would say, oh, my grandma always had Cool Whip containers. So we put those in the show, things like that. When Mark Dietlein, when he asked me to direct Over the River and Through the Woods, I said, what is that? I've never even heard of it. And he said, I just want you to read it. Just read it and then let me know what you think about it. And I fell in love with it like this. I can't believe that it's not done more. It was off-Broadway. It was an off-Broadway hit, and it was written in the 90s. So it's a modern piece. But it captures the family in this just beautiful, cohesive way. And I said to Mark, Over the River and Through the Woods, that's seriously the name of it? What is it about? And there is one little line in the second act where he talks about Over the River and Through the Woods, but really what we're talking about is grandparents. And I think that you will fall in love with this piece as fast as I did, and you'll be looking forward to the next time that it's produced. I think it's one of those gems that will just get produced over and over again, and it's just been a great privilege to get my hands on this kind of material. I've just loved it, every second of it. I think the audiences here at HCT are going to connect with these ideas of family. We live in a very family-centered area of the country where culturally family is so important, and this show just fits right into it. My grandfather was an only child, and he told us over and over again how much the family that he made meant to him. In fact, so much that on his gravestone it says, the most important thing in this world is your family. And that is reiterated over and over again in this show about family and the importance of it. Also, the importance of food. And while we are not eating funeral potatoes or frog-eyed salad or any of the other things that are so popular here, it's the same idea. We will see ourselves in these people. What I have enjoyed so much about directing this piece is the humor of it. It's really, really well written, smart, intelligent, tender script. And I think that when you're directing a piece and it's a comedy, and I've done a lot of comedies here, I finally get to sink my teeth into a comedy, but also has these incredibly tender family moments. The characters in Over the River and Through the Woods, you can't help but love them. There's no way you can't love these people. One of the sets of grandparents are named Frank and Ida, and he's the Italian immigrant who had to kind of scratch his way, and she is the ultimate cook. She cooks and says to everybody that walks through the door, you must be hungry, let me make you a sandwich. It's food, food, food all the time. We are eating real food on the stage in this show. We have a full-on dinner, we have real cannolis, we have so much food in this show that we have to have an extra technician backstage just for food, like a food wrangler. And we will be eating chicken parmesan and green beans, and like I said, real cannolis that we're getting from Carlucci's Bakery. I hope so. We have pound cake. We have, not wine, we have water, and we have all kinds of food that we talk about. And Aida has to bring all this food in. We set the table like 3 times. She's just delightful. Oh, yes, and there's sandwiches too. So much food. The other 2 are the loud grandparents that live 2 doors down, the other grandparents. And their names are Nunzio and Emma. And they are the loud Atlantic City. They don't wear fanny packs, but they could. So you know what I'm talking about, those kind of people. And you love these people. Within 10 minutes, you just love these characters. Nick, who's the name of the grandson, is this sort of put upon grandson. They're tucking him in, they're feeding him, they're all over him, and he wants to act like he's a grown-up so much. But it seems like he reverts a lot when they're around. Love these people. You're going to love them too. I've been working here at Hohl Center Theater for about 20 years, and I wouldn't have been here so long if there were things that continue to draw me here. One of them is that we are treated like family. And that makes everything all different on the backside. And I think those feelings of family and we want you to do well and we love you and care about you leak over onto the stage, and you can't help but feel that love on the other side of the stage. Also, working in the round, especially with plays, there's an intimacy being in the round that you just can't get when you're 20 rows back in a proscenium. You can feel like you're in the same room with them, and you can see the actor's face, and you can see the sweat, and you can see those emotions so close. I think that's what draws people here and what keeps them coming.